iScope Media. Today we are talking about Kashmir Files and the erupting controversy over Kashmir Files in Karnataka. Is BJP forcing Karnataka theatres owners to stop screening Puneeth Rajkumar's last film James, which garnered over 100 crore in the first 4 days to pave a way for the screening of the Kashmir Files? Karnataka opposition leader Siddaramaiah claims that some BJP politicians and party workers are forcing theatres to screen the Kashmir Files instead. In a series of tweets, Siddaramaiah elaborated at BJP for Karnataka's lawmakers and activists are putting pressure on theatres to stop the screening of late Puneeth Rajkumar's last film James for Kashmir Files. According to reports, Kishore Patikonda, the producer of James, met with Siddaramaiah on Monday night. Fans were shocked to learn of Puneeth's death in October of last year, and James is his final film. The film's producers have already made theatre reservations and paid a deposit. Disrupting the screening of James to show the Kashmir Files is harassment, he said. He expressed himself. The Siddaramaiah also requested that the government exempt James from taxation as it had done with the Kashmir Files. Siddaramaiah also demanded that the government exclude James from paying taxes as it had done with the Kashmir Files. He claimed the producers of the film James met him and mentioned that they had booked the theatres for the movie months ago and paid the advance too. Now it is unfair that the film is being forced to stop. He has asked the Chief Minister to intervene and act strictly against the obstruction of the film. If this fails, the government will be considered hand in glove with the perpetrators, he added. Not only is this disgrace to James, but also an insult to Puneeth Rajkumar. Let Kashmir Files be screened. It is not right to force a film on people to watch it. There was a film about Gandhiji. Recently, there was also a film about Jai Bhim. Has anyone been forced to look at them? He tweeted. C.T. Ravi, the BJP's National General Secretary, denied Siddaramaiah's accusations. Appu is a son of this land. There has been no such incident, Ravi stated. The Kashmir Files is a historical drama that portrays a harsh reality. There's no comparison between this film and James, Ravi said, criticizing Siddaramaiah for creating controversy. When it comes to these things, Siddaramaiah is quite intelligent, he said. Siddaramaiah also requested that the government exempt James from taxation like it had done with the Kashmir Files. Meanwhile, Puneeth, or Appu as he is affectionately known in the state, has a big fan base according to the Congress leader. His admirers are waiting up to see his most recent film, and I oppose to BJP politicians' efforts to prevent it from being showed, he said, adding that he would speak with the lawmakers who are asking theatres to stop exhibiting James. They who are interested in the Kashmir Files are welcome to see the film, Siddaramaiah says, but banning one film screening and forcing people to view another is not appropriate. Despite selling out of the sold-out crowds, James producer Patikonda claimed that numerous theatres had urged him to lower the number of presentations to accommodate other films, but he refused to name them. I am not sure if and from where these theatre owners are under pressure. He urged spectators to support Puneeth's final film, saying, I just know that they told me we are still in the first week and movie is playing to packed houses, he told the reporters. Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai said there will be no hurdles to screening of late Kannada actor Puneeth Rajkumar's last feature film James. His comments come after a controversy over the Congress's claim that James was being forced off the theatres to accommodate controversial Hindi movie The Kashmir Files. Meanwhile, speaking to reporters in Bengaluru, Bommai said, I have spoken to the film chamber in this regard. If there is any trouble with the screening of James, the concerned producers and theatres have the power to sort it out. I have spoken to actor Shivaraj Kumar, which is Rajkumar's brother and actor too. I have requested him to bring it to my notice or to notice of the film chamber if they face any problem. They too have agreed. The controversy arose on Tuesday after Karnataka opposition leader Siddaramaiah claimed that some BJP politicians and party workers were forcing theatres to screen the Kashmir Files instead. In a series of tweets, he had elaborated that the BJP of Karnataka's lawmakers and activists were putting pressure on the theatres to stop the screening of James for the Kashmir Files. Well, according to reports, Kishore Pathikonda, the producer of James, met with Siddaramaiah on Monday night. The film's producers have already made theatres reservations and paid the deposit. Disrupting screening of James to the show of the Kashmir Files is harassment, he said. Siddaramaiah also requested the government exempt James from taxation like it had done for the Kashmir Files. Siddaramaiah also demanded that the government exclude James from paying taxes. And however Bommai dismissed allegations of the BJP MLAs forcing theatre owners, Congress leaders have stopped low enough to even politicize movies, he says. Well, these allegations gained momentum after the producer of James, Pathikonda, claimed that numerous theatres had urged him to lower the number of presentations to accommodate the other films, but he refused to do so. Kashmir Rajkumar on Thursday refused Congress leader Siddaramaiah's allegations that James' film is being taken off the theatre screens for the Kashmir Files. There is no connection between the Kashmir Files and the James because this issue is not for discussion. The Kashmir Files is running in theatres. Appaji, that was Dr. Rajkumar, and my mother taught us not to interfere in the screening of good films, he told the reporters. However, Kashmir Rajkumar said the producer of James, Kishore Pathikonda, has screening problems with S. Rajamouli's Telugu movie RRR. My concern is that RRR is being screened at major Kannada centres like Navarang, where rupees 20 to 22 lakh collections takes place. Shivana and I met the Chief Minister and he has asked us to meet the film chamber to sort out the problem, Pathikonda said in a statement on Thursday. Well, this was all about the controversy that has been erupting in Karnataka due to the Kashmir Files and the last movie of Puneeth Rajkumar, that is James. Stay with us, we'll bring you more such interesting topics to talk upon. This is Aparna Singh reporting for iScope Media.